Hi, this is Miss Cairo here. In this video, we are going to be practicing all three methods that we have learned about in order to solve a multiplication problem involving a two-digit number by a two-digit number. So we have learned how to solve using place value rows, place value sections, and the shortcut method. In this lesson, we're going to do three problems together using all three methods, and then you're going to have some practice on your own. So go ahead and open up your activity book to page 83. And in your book, we're going to solve number 9 together and work our way through the next problems. Okay, so page 83, number 9. What I'd like you to do, you can either solve these problems really small in your book, or if you prefer, on your whiteboard, and then transfer your answers over. So go ahead and get ready with me. It's 28 times 27. And we are going to solve this problem using the place value sections. That's the first method that we practiced and learned about together. So with place value sections, remember, we're going to draw out a box, and then we're going to break apart each of our factors into their place values. So go ahead and with me, go ahead and draw out a fairly large box, and we'll go factor by factor, splitting them apart. So up on top, let's do 28 together. Let's split 28 into its place values. The 2 represents 20 because it's in the tens place, and the 8 is in the ones place, so that just represents 8. So go ahead on the top like I just did, 20 plus 8. And then on the side, we're going to label what 27 is broken up into place values. So again, 27 has a 2 in the tens place, so that represents 20. And then the 7 is in the one spot, so that just represents 7. So 20 plus 7 equals 27, and 20 plus 8 equals 28. All right, and then I have those addition signs. What I like to do is just split my boxes up where my addition symbols are, and now we have 4 boxes within our original box. And now we're going to solve and do 4 multiplication problems. So let's start up here. This first one, remember, we multiplied the factor that's labeled up top by the factor that's on the side. So for this box, it's 20 up top, 20 on the side, so 20 times 20. Go ahead and solve is equal to 4 plus 2 zeros gives us 400. Let's move on over. So this box right here, the top number or the top factor is 8 and the side factor is 20. So 20 times 8 is our multiplication sentence, which is equal to 16 plus 1 0 is 160. This bottom box here, top factor is 20, side factor is now 7. 20 times 7, and go ahead and solve. 140. And then our last box, the top factor is 8 and the side factor is 7. 8 times 7 is equal to 56. All right, great. And now we have 4 partial products. What we're going to do on the side is we're going to add them all together, and we're going to make sure all our digits are in the correct place values and nice and neatly stacked. So 400 plus 160 plus 140 plus 56. Does yours look like mine? And go ahead and solve. When you add them all together, did you get 756? All right, great job. Go ahead and make sure that's in your book somewhere. The answer for number 9 on page 83, using the place value sections, we got our product of 756. Awesome job. Let's keep going. All right, so now let's move over to number 10. Number 10 is 37 times 54. If you were using your whiteboard to solve, you can go ahead and erase and copy down the problem. Or if you're doing it in your book, go ahead and follow along closely with me on your own. So we just did the place value sections. Let's move over to the second method that we learned in practice, which is the place value rows. In order to set up our place value rows, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a rectangle, and again, leave room at the top and at the side for labeling, as well as a little bit of room for addition. And with place value rows, we keep one factor the same and then keep it the same at the top. And then the other factor we break apart on the side. So, and it doesn't matter which one you choose. I'm just going to randomly choose. Let's keep 54 the same at the top. So together with me at the top, go ahead and write 54. So that's taken care of. And then the other factor is 37. We are going to break 37 into place values. 37 broken apart is what plus what? Well, the 3 represents, is in the place value 10, so that represents 30, and the 7 is in the 1, so that just represents 7 ones. So 30 plus 7 equals 37. Let's split our rectangle into 2 pieces by drawing a line, and we're going to do one multiplication sentence up top and one multiplication problem on the bottom. All right, starting at the top one, top factor times the side factor is 54 times 30. Go ahead and write that in. And let's start to solve 54 times 30. I see there's a 0 in one of my factors, which is 30. So I know that there's going to be a 0 in my one spot. So let's add that in right now. And then we're left with 54 times 3. 3 times 4 is 12. So I'm going to put the 1 above the 5, the 2 in my product in the tens place. And then we're left with 3 times 5, which is equal to 15 plus 1 is equal to 16. And since there's no other multiplication to do, I'm going to put both digits in my product 1 and 6 to create a partial product of 1,620. All right, let's do the multiplication sentence for this portion. The top factor is still 54, and our side factor is 7. 54 times 7. All right, let's solve it. 4 times 7 is 28. 2 goes above the 5, and 8 goes into our product. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 2 is 37. And we get our second partial product of 378. Our last step is going to add the 2. So on the side, let's write out our 2 partial products, 1,620. And this is the tricky part. We have to make sure all our place values are lined up correctly. So 378, the 3 is going to be below the 6. 7 in the 10 spot, 8 in the ones, and now we're ready to add. Does yours look like mine? Okay, go ahead and add. Did you get 1,998? All right, great job. Make sure that answer is in your book. That was for number 10 on page 83. Is there a comma in between your thousands and your hundred spot, just like mine is? Awesome job. Let's keep going with moving on to number 11. All right, number 11 on page 83 is 63 times 91. We practiced the place value sections, place value rows. Let's solve this one using the shortcut method. All right, with the shortcut method, it's the standard algorithm way, so we're not going to draw any diagrams. We're just going to go ahead and solve within the problem. Step number 1 is we're going to multiply the top factor by the second factor's digit in the 1 spot. So we have 63 times 1, and I can even circle that if it helps you. 63 times 1, and we're going to put our product onto the first row in our answer. So starting off with our ones place, we have 1 times 3, which is equal to 3, and then 6 times 1 is equal to 6. So 63 times 1 is 63. We're done with our ones place in our second factor. So I'm going to cross that out. And we're going to move on to our tens place, which is now 63 times 9 tens, or 63 times 90. And again, since we already know that there's a 0 in our factor, there's going to be a 0 in our product in the one spot. So we're going to place that 0 into our partial product right now. So a 0 goes in our one spot in the second row. And then let's keep solving. 63 times 90, we're going to start with 9 times 3, which is equal to 27. A 2 goes above the 6, and the 7 goes in the 10 spot into our product. And then we have 9 times 6, which is 54, plus 2, which is 56. And since I don't have any other steps to take with our multiplication, both digits are going to go into our partial product. The 5 and the 6 goes below here. And now we have our answer. 63 times 90 is equal to 5,670. I'm going to put my comma in between the 5 and 6 so I don't lose track of my place values. Our next step is we're going to add our two partial products. So I did an addition symbol and the line for our addition. Go ahead and make sure yours looks like mine. And last step is we're going to add these two. Go ahead and try it. 3 plus 0 is 3. 6 plus 7 is 13. 1 plus 6 is 7. And then 0 plus 5 is 5. Our product is 5,733. Did you get that as well? Great job. Is there a comma in between your thousands and your hundreds place? Awesome job. Make sure that this answer is in your book. That was for number 11 on page 83. That was the third method. We've practiced all three. Can you do all three on your own now? Let's try it.